Hi there, Kim from Sun, and today we're going to be talking about how to overcome procrastination using something called the Power Hour. Procrastination, we're going to find it really simple. It's just stuff you don't want to do. It could be stuff you really don't want to do, like that year-end accounting. It can be a tax return. It can be cleaning up your office. It can be phoning people back. When you're a salesperson, it doesn't really matter. It's just stuff that you know you need to do and you don't want to do it. So for about 25 years now with Factor X Solutions, we've been doing turnarounds and jumpstarts for companies. And we've worked with some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in the world, and we work with some of the smallest companies in the world. And my guess is you're going to be somewhere in between. But this is something that's a real difference maker. And we use it ourselves internally, and we use it with all of our clients when we really need to get something done fast or something done consistently week after week after week. So let's get into it. Okay, so to make this really usable for everybody, we're gonna go through the do's and the don'ts of a Power Hour. Number one, first do is make sure that you've set clear objectives. What the heck are you gonna get done in that hour? Be super specific. It helps to write it down. But before you start that timer, which we'll talk about in a second, if you want to use a timer, then know very clearly what you want to accomplish in that hour. Number two, choose the right time. So make sure you are at your peak productivity. For some people, that's 5 in the morning. For some people, that's 8 at night. For some people, it's 10 or 2. Doesn't really matter, but be really clear and intentional about the time that you pick. Okay, do number three is going to be preparing your environment. Shut everything down. If you got a Mac, turn on your focus mode. I can't remember what it's called on Windows, but they've got something like that. And make sure that your phone is face down, on focus mode, or shut off, or out of the room if it needs to be. Make sure that all the distractions are out. If you're working at home, tell people not to interrupt you for that hour. Turn off your phone, get ready to work. Okay, the next do is make sure that all of the resources that you need are at hand. Make sure you've got your glass of water if you need it. Anything that's going to cause you to get up and not do this task, or this series of tasks, is what you want to have prepared here. Make sure you've got it all ready to go, then shut down, put on your cone of silence, and get ready to get to work. The final do is to use a timer. So this is really going to help you maintain your focus and get things done here. So whether it's an egg timer or a timer on your phone or a timer on your computer. So set it for 60 minutes and get ready to start. Okay, now we're going to talk about the don'ts of doing a Power Hour. Do not multitask. Don't think I'm going to do a bit of this task and a bit of that type of task. Get 60 minutes roughly worth of tasks and focus on those things. And don't leave the first task until you get to the second task, because that's just going to get you off track. Next thing, something's going to remind you of that thing's going to remind you of another thing, and next thing you're on your phone making a quick call that you forgot about. That's not how a Power Hour works. Another don't is don't forget to take a break. A lot of people say, wow, you know, I've been putting off these tasks for so long, I've been procrastinating, it's been driving me crazy, it's this like 500-pound weight. And wow, I just slammed an hour and I'm gonna do another one right away. Don't do it. Take a break, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's kind of stretching in your seat a little bit and standing up. I like to jump on a trampoline. Whatever gets you and your body moving it again and get all those fluids working in your spine so you don't end up with a really stiff back and a stiff neck. Those are the things that you want to do on that break. Or refill the water, refill your coffee. Don't make the mistake of going hour after hour after hour. Again, 2-minute break, 5-minute break, 10-minute break, whatever works for you, and then come back in, set that timer, and start another Power Hour. So this should almost go without saying, but do not check any social media. Don't check your emails. That stuff will all be there at the end of your hour. This is about focus. This is about concentration. This is about avoiding any type of distraction. If a Power Hour is going to be powerful, you need to follow these rules. The final don't is do not expect perfection. Every once in a while you get this Zen-like flow state and the whole hour is just a dream, and someone doesn't come into your office with something they need right away, or someone doesn't bypass your focus and send you a message. If something happens or you really do forget about something that's super critical that you forgot about, that's okay. We're looking here for progress, not perfection. Okay, I want to talk about some of the best use cases I've seen for a Power Hour. We're going to start with strategic planning. Everyone knows that you should spend at least 20% of your time planning your business, working on the business, not in the business, but we don't do that very often, especially entrepreneurs, especially change makers, and that's mostly who I'm talking to right now. But make sure that you do put in that time into working on the business. And one of the great ways to ensure you do that is to make sure that you schedule these power hours and you work on your strategic planning. Learning and development. So you want to learn a new skill, you want to learn how to do a pivot table in Excel, or you want to learn a new sales close if you're a salesperson, or you want to learn some new system that your company's implementing. Rather than just say, I'll get to it and stare at that email every once in a while, put that on your power hour list. And when you look in your calendar and you've got that power hour scheduled, boom, there you go. Networking and selling. That is a really great use of a power hour. Maybe it's a bunch of follow-up calls you want to do on some quotes that you've sent out. Maybe it is some prospecting research you want to do. All that stuff that you put off, clear the decks, get into the right mind frame, and do an hour of power calling or texting or emailing or however you do your selling. That's a really good use of a power hour. Another really great use of a power hour is financial tasks. So these are something I do not love doing, so I often use power hours for them. So it's bookkeeping, it's getting your expenses in, it's reviewing financials. I mean, some of you, God bless you, if you love that type of stuff, you probably don't need a power hour for that, but I definitely do, and a lot of people watching this definitely do. So another great use of a power hour is financial tasks. Okay, as usual with our videos, there's always a challenge. So take out your phone right now if you can, create a calendar item either right now, for an hour from now, or 5 minutes from now, or as soon as you finish watching this video, and do your first power hour. Watch this video again if it helps. Make sure you're doing all the do's and not doing all the don'ts, and schedule. If you can't do it today, do it tomorrow.